At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst. The only stable state is the one in which all men are equal before the law. To be conscious that we are perceiving or thinking is to be conscious of our own existence. There is no need for justice between friends, but there are people who simply need the quality of friendship, and indeed, friendliness is considered to be justice in the fullest sense. Teaching is the highest form of understanding. We give up leisure in order that we may have leisure, just as we go to war in order that we may have peace. Between friends, there is no need for justice. Thus, it is thought that justice is equality, and so it is, but not for all people, only for those that are equal. Inequality is also thought to be just, and so it is, but not for all, only for the unequal. We make bad mistakes if we neglect this when we are deciding what is just. The reason is that we are making judgments about ourselves, and people are generally bad judges when their own interests are involved. It's just that we should be grateful not only to those whose opinions we agree with but also to those who have expressed more superficial opinions, because they have also contributed something by developing thought powers in front of us. The weak are always anxious for justice and equality. The strong pay no heed to either. It is in justice that the ordering of society is centered. A man perfected by society is the best of all animals. He is the most terrible of all when he lives without the law and without justice. When people are friends, they have no need for justice, but when they are just, they need friendship in addition. For example, justice is considered to mean equality. It does mean equality, but equality for those who are equal, and not for all. Justice therefore demands that no one should do more to rule than be ruled, but that all should have their turn. The virtue of justice consists in moderation, as regulated by wisdom. Even when laws have been written down, they ought not always remain unaltered. As in other sciences, so in politics, it is impossible that all things should be precisely set down in writing, for enactments must be universal, but actions are concerned with particulars. Hence, we infer that sometimes, and in certain cases, laws may be changed. When we look at the matter from another point of view, great caution would seem to be required. For the habit of lightly changing the laws is an evil, and when the benefit is small, some errors of lawgivers and rulers should be left alone. The citizen will not gain as much by making the change as he will lose by the habit of disobedience. As to adultery, let it be held disgraceful, in general, for any man or woman to be found in any way unfaithful when they are married and called husband and wife. If during the time of bearing children anything of the sort occurs, let the guilty person be punished with a loss of privileges in proportion to the offense. The greatest crimes are caused by surplus, not by want. It would then be most admirably adapted to the purposes of justice if laws properly enacted were to mark out all cases, as far as circumstances permit, and to leave as few as possible to the discretion of the judge. Equality is justice, But what kind of equality? It makes no difference whether a good man has defrauded a bad man, or a bad man has defrauded a good man, or whether a good or bad man has committed adultery. The law can look only at the amount of damage done. Justice is that virtue of the soul which is distributive according to desert. It is easy to perform a good action, but not easy to acquire the habit of performing such actions. That judges of important causes should hold office for life is a questionable thing, for the mind grows old as well as the body.